A very warm welcome to all viewers. It is Khizr from Simplilearn, and in this video we will be looking at the UiPath Orchestrator. As you might already know, UiPath Studio is a software application that assists developers by automating the creation of robots. Unlike the UiPath Studio, the UiPath Orchestrator is a robot entity represented by the UiPath robot's image and controls its capabilities. If you want to know about UiPath, then you can check out our UiPath tutorial. Let's look at today's plan. We will first see what is UiPath Orchestrator. Then we will look at the Orchestrator capabilities as to what things the Orchestrator is responsible for. Post that, we will see the use cases of the Orchestrator. And then we shall see the Orchestrator user interface and understand the different components present in it. Finally, we will look at the hands-on demo. But before we begin, if you love watching tech videos, then subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you press the bell icon to never miss an update. What is UiPath Orchestrator? UiPath Orchestrator is a web application that allows you to orchestrate the execution of repetitive business process by UiPath robots. Orchestrator manages the creation, monitoring, scheduling, and controlling of automated bots and process. It serves as a point of integration for third-party solutions and applications. It's a centralized forum for managing and controlling all software bots. It can manage the entire robot fleet. Let's look at the Orchestrator capabilities. Provisioning. Provisioning establishes and maintains the connection between the robots and the web application. Deployment. Deployment ensures that the correct package versions are delivered to the assigned robots for execution. Configuration. Configuration looks after the maintenance and delivery of the robot environments and process configuration. Queues. Queues ensures that the workload is distributed automatically across robots. Monitoring. Monitoring manages user permissions and keeps track of robot recognition details. Logging. Logging logs are stored and indexed in a SQL database. Interconnectivity. Interconnectivity functions as a centralized contact point for third-party solutions or applications. Let's look at the Orchestrator use cases. The strength of UiPath Orchestrator comes from its ability to control the entire robot fleet. Let's look at the different use cases. The first is attended. This type of robot is activated by user events and operates at the same workstation as a human. Orchestrator is used with attended robots to provide a centralized process deployment and logging medium. Unattended. In virtual environments, robots can run unattended and automate a variety of processes. The Orchestrator is in charge of remote execution, control, scheduling, and support for work queues in addition to the attended robot capabilities. Studio or Studio X. They have unattended robot capabilities, but it should only be used to connect your Studio or Studio X to the Orchestrator for creation purposes. Non-production. Robots are similar to unattended robots, but they can only be used for research and development. Attended, unattended, non-production, Studio, and Studio X robots can all be operated from a single location. Let's look at the Orchestrator user interface. Dashboard enables us to see charts and statistics illustrating usage information for all the Orchestrator components like process, assets, queues, schedules, robots, jobs, and transactions. Let's look at the tenant context. To view and control the tenant level entities in your Orchestrator, pick tenant from the sidebar menu. With only one instance of the Orchestrator, multi-tenancy allows you to isolate data. These features help you to automate various departments within your organization, while also ensuring that Orchestrator data is approved according to your preferences. Please bear in mind that all of the information is contained in the same database. Let's look at the components one by one. Robots. A robot is an execution host that runs UiPath Studio process. You can add robots, edit them, display their status and license state, adjust the environment they are assigned to, and change their runtime settings on the robots tab. You can also see the logs that a single robot has created. Process can be downloaded and executed automatically by robots using custom settings. While building or editing a robot, you can configure automatic process downloading, logging level, font smoothing, and resolution in the Settings tab. Folders. Folders give you a fine-grained control over automation and their associated organizations, as well as staff through the entire organization. In the Orchestrator, there are two types of folders, Classic and Modern. Classic folders functionality is allowed by default, while Modern folders functionality must be enabled by the host or the tenant administrator. Users. A user is an individual with access-dependent capabilities whose view and control of the orchestrator are determined by the access rights granted. Users can be developed and managed either locally in the orchestrator or an external directory. Roles. In Orchestrator, the Roles tab help you to handle user permissions. The orchestrator view that a consumer has is defined by the role they have been assigned. A function allows you to control view, edit, create, and delete permissions on all Orchestrator pages and modules. Machines. A machine page allows you to provision and control machines in preparation for registering robots with the Orchestrator. It lists all of the machines that are currently in operation as well as their forms. It allows you to create your computer whether it's standard or a template. Packages. All projects published from UiPath Studio and those manually imported are displayed on the Packages tab. You can display all available versions of any package on the Packages tab, as well as their status, claims, and release notes if they are available. ML Skills. ML Skills retrieves and requests machine learning skills from the AI Fabric service. It authenticates the robot that is running the machine learning skills. Audit. The audit page shows the audit trail for all acts taken by Orchestrator entities. Several criteria, including component, user, action, and time, can be used to filter the data on the audit page. Credential stores. A credential store is named location inside a safe store, such as CyberArk, where you can get robot credentials and credential assets when you need them. At the tenant stage, Orchestrator encourages the uses of several credential stores. Webhooks. Webhooks make it easier to integrate your UiPath automation with the rest of your app ecosystem. You can subscribe to the Orchestrator events and have them sent to the external DCM, BPM, or CRM solutions to notify various users about the new queue items that can be processed, cause failures, or process updates. License. Robot licensing is available both at the host and the tenant level in the Orchestrator on the license list. This enables you to shorten your deployment time and handle activation from a single location. Within a single click, you can trigger, renew, delete, and delegate licenses. Alerts. Notifications for robots, queue objects, triggers, tasks, procedures, and activities are shown on the Alerts tab. You will receive updates from all of your folders on this tab, and you will not be able to choose more granular options. Alerts are sent in real time and can be categorized as info, success, warn, error, or fatal. Settings. You can adjust various settings on the Setting tab, including the time zone, email warning information, account information, package feeds, and interactive authentication. Now let us look with respect to the folder context. From the sidebar menu, pick any available folder to view and control the entities within that folder. Automations contains the following tabs: Process, Jobs, Triggers, and Logs. The process page allows you to build new process from uploaded packages, manage existing process, and keep all of your process up to date with the latest package versions. This allows you to spread packages through the entire organization users and robots and execute process more quickly from the jobs task. Jobs. On an UiPath robot, a job represents the execution of a procedure. The execution of a job can be started in either attended or unattended mode. On attended robots, you can't run a job from the orchestrator, and they can't run under a locked computer. Triggers. Triggers allow you to run jobs in a predefined sequence, at predetermined intervals, and if a new products are added to your queues. Logs. The logs page shows you all of the robot logs in all of the folders you have access to. To access the logs tab, you must have view permission on the logs. Logs are kept in the local database if the orchestrator is inaccessible. Monitoring. Monitoring contains the following tabs: machines, process, queues, and SLA. Machines displays information about all the existing runtimes on an aggregate basis and allows you to check the overall health of each runtime. Process. The process page allows you to build new process from the uploaded packages, managing existing process and keep all of your process up to date. Queues. A queue is a storage container that can accommodate an infinite number of objects. Multiple types of data, such as invoice information or customer information, may be stored in queue objects. Other systems such as SAP or Salesforce can be used to process this data. By default, the data stored in and output from the queue items is in free form. SLA displays SLA and risk SLA information for all queues in the current folder with SLA predictions allowed. This allows you to determine if the newly added queue items will be processed on time, and if so, what resources you will need to devote to ensure that their SLA is not violated. When the SLA is in danger of not being reached, you will be adequately informed so that you can make the required changes. Queues. Queues contains the following tabs: queues and review request. In the queues pages, click on the review request tab to show revision request. The page shows items in different queues that have been allocated for revision. Assets. Assets are usually shared variables or credentials that can be used through several automation projects. They allow you to store unique information that the robots can easily access. Storage buckets. RPA developers may use storage buckets to provide a per-folder storage solution when building automation projects. The storage buckets page shows you your current bucket configuration and allows you to build as many new storage buckets as you need. Testing. Testing contains the following tabs: test sets, test cases, test execution, test schedules, and test data queues. Test set. A test set is a collection of any number of individual test cases, each intended to serve a specific function. The test sets page lists of you currently available test sets and allows you to build new tests, updating existing ones and run them. Test cases. The test cases page shows all of your test cases from all of your projects and app versions in one place. These are the test cases that are used in and to make up your test sets. Test executions. Your previously executed test sets and their information are shown on the Test Execution tab, since test sets are often subject to change. Test executions act as an immutable record of any given test set's execution at a given point in time. Test schedules allow you to run tests at predetermined intervals and in a scheduled manner. Test data queues. Using test data queues, you can store and manage your test data. The test data queue serves as a container for queue items that are ready to be consumed via various activities. The test data queue items are uploaded or deleted based on the first in, first out concept. Action catalogs. Task catalogs are task containers that allow you to categorize your task using a variety of criteria. The catalog where a task is stored is defined when the task is created using Studio's build type task operation. In Orchestrator, the catalog must be specified first. If you mention a catalog that has not been generated in the Orchestrator, the task is created in the Orchestrator without a catalog. Settings. Setting contains two tabs, Permissions and Machine. Permission. A user is an individual with access-dependent capabilities, whose view and control of the orchestrator are determined by the roles assigned to them. Users may be installed locally in the orchestrator or an external directory. Machines. You can use the Machines page to provision and manage system entities, which you can then use to bind UiPath robots to the orchestrator. It lists all of the machines that are currently in use, as well as their types. Machines are global tools, which means they can be accessed from any folder. Let's look at the demo. In this demo, we will see how to connect UiPath robot with the orchestrator, how to run workflow using the orchestrator. Let's go to the browser. In the browser, enter platform.uipath.com. This will take you to the uipath.com website. If you have already an account, sign in, enter the password, click on sign in. Meanwhile, open the UiPath Assistant. So this is the UiPath Assistant. So UiPath robot is a kind of representative which runs the workflow. So we create a workflow in the UiPath Studio, then we upload it on the cloud orchestrator, then we configure different robots to run this workflow. Now that we have logged in to the orchestrator, go to the admin. So you need to click here to add tenant. For the UiPath Community Free Edition, you can add only one tenant. So I have already created a tenant, so this option is disabled for me. So when you click on the add tenant for the first time, the tenant window will be displayed. Then fill the tenant name, password and confirm the password. And it will ask you for name, surname and email address, which is optional. So after filling the details, click on provision. The tenant and the tenant admin are created and displayed in the tenants page. So as you can see, the tenant is created. There is an option here, users and groups. You can go to the users and you can see the different users. So this is my user, this is me. Now you can go to the groups and see the different groups allocated and their licenses. So now that we have created a tenant, I have named the tenant as admin. Let's open it. Meanwhile, you can open UiPath Assistant. Open UiPath Assistant. This is the UiPath robot. There are two different ways to connect a robot to the orchestrator. One is signing in the UiPath Assistant. It will get the token from the UiPath Orchestrator by user authentication and it will directly connect machine and the robot. And the other way is to manually connect. So we'll sign in. Enter the password. Now you can see here, robot is connected to the orchestrator. So when you sign in, the robot will get connected to the orchestrator. You can go here in the preferences, go to the orchestrator settings, and you can see here, connected and licensed. So let's go to the orchestrator. In the orchestrator, go to the tenant context, and here you can see the robot is connected. It's enabled. If you go to the machines, you can see the machine is also connected. So you can see here, there is an unattended robot here. So to get this unattended robot, what you have to do is go to the users, select the user which you are using. This is my username. Go to edit, and here you should enable this unattended robot. Enable this option and enter the username. To get the username, you can open the command prompt and enter who am I. So you will get the username, copy paste the username, enter the password and click on update. And the unattended robot will get created. So that is how you create the unattended robot. Now that we have connected robot to the orchestrator, let's open the UiPath Studio. We'll create a workflow and then we'll run it using the robot. So now we have opened the UiPath Studio. Let's open a blank process. After opening the UiPath Studio, click on Open Main Workflow. First, we'll drag and drop a sequence. Then we need an input dialog box. We'll drag and drop an input dialog box. Enter a title. Let's say we'll enter it as UiPath Orchestrator. Enter the input label. We'll enter it as enter your name. Let the input type be as text box. Let's create a variable. Say we'll name it as name. And let the variable type be string and the scope is in the sequence scope. Now we have created the variable. So the value entered should be of the variable name. Now we'll drag and drop a message box. A message should be displayed. So you enter a caption for the message, say be it welcome. And enter the text. Let's say hi. And we need to concatenate it with the variable name. We'll say thanks for watching this video. So here we go. We have created a workflow. Now we need to publish this in the orchestrator. So you can see an option here called publish. Click on the publish button. So you can see the package name, the version, the new version and all the other things. Click on the publish button. So the workflow is successfully published. So the name is blank process 3 and version is 1.0.16. So let's go to the orchestrator. In orchestrator, go to the my workflow folder context. In this, go to my packages. If you go here, you can see, refresh it. So here you can see blank process 3, the process what we did now. It was published 3 minutes ago. Let's go to the process and the version what we published was 1.0.16. So the name was blank process 3. Let's start the job. You can change the job priority. We'll keep it as normal. The other things is default, the process name and the job type. Let's execute this process one time. Click on start. As you can see, command send for blank process 3. So here you can see it is getting run. Here you can see it is asking for UiPath Orchestrator. What we entered the title and enter your name. Let's enter some name, say Sam. We'll click OK. So hi Sam, thanks for watching this video. Here you go, the message is being displayed. Like normally in UiPath Studio, we click on the run button and run the workflow, but here we have published it in the orchestrator, and through the orchestrator, through the robot, we are running it and the message is displayed. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.